If the Musume global release goes how I expect it to, and the hamburger-eating Yankees end up 4 years behind what's going on in Japan, then the best I can do to prepare you is to tell you what horse girls were made available during the game's initial release from February 2021 all the way to the end of that year. Basically, the dream is to go over every banner, give you a look at their race styles, and offer some insight into their skills and where they work best with no other factors like inheritance and skill cards affecting them. That's on you for when you add that stuff. In addition, I'll show you each horse girl's unique skill, which is their base skill, their innate skills, which are available in the skill shop naturally, their awakening skills, which unlock as you level them up, and their evolved skills, which occur when meeting certain objectives in training mode. I'm not including skills from events because there's technically no guarantee you get them, and not because I forgot about them halfway through making this video, so don't think that. Not every horse girl starts as a 3-star, so let's go over the 1 and 2 stars real quick. In this list, we have Goldship, Vodka, Daiwa Scarlet, Grass Wonder, El Condor Pasa, Air Groove, Mayano Top Gun, Super Creek, Mejiro Ryan, Agnes Taishin, Winning Ticket, Sakura Bakushin O, Haru Urara, Matikanefukukitaru, Nice Nature, and King Halo. I can't go into much detail because one video on this is already looking scarily long enough, but I will list their strengths. If you've seen the anime, you've probably heard of all these units, except for maybe Agnes Taishin, who's a crazy person who needed her own movie due to being a danger to everyone around her. I'll probably go into these units a bit in a different video. There's just no time. Our initial 3 stars are Special Week, Silent Suzuka, Tokai Teio, Maruzensky, Oguri Cap, Taiki Shuttle, Mejiro McQueen, Symboli Rudolf, and Rice Shower. These were all in the same banner with each other, and when you pulled from this banner, you had less than half the normal odds to pull any particular one, but it makes sense since, you know, there are 9 of them. Again, I'm not going to go over everybody in particular here, but I'll probably go over it in a separate video. This is more or less just to show you who was available at the start. The TM Opera O banner ran alongside the initial 3-star banner. She's a mid to long distance racer with skills to complement her leader tendency. She has more skills that point to her being better as a middle racer. She's also a narcissist who writes plays with herself as the star. Next we have the Musume, who is oft compared to a cyborg, Mihono Bourbon. She primarily excels as a middle distancer, but can be used in mile or long races if you need her to. Bourbon's skills all revolve around her runner aptitude, which means she starts strong and tries to keep the lead the entire race. Biwa Hayahide comes in after Bourbon, and like TM Opera O, is best suited to either a medium or long distance style, but she has skills that will place her in a better position in the long distance segment. She's also a leader like TM Opera O, and she thinks her head is big. This banner may or may not even happen, but we have our first and only anime collab banner on this list for Tokai Teio and Mejiro McQueen. Seeing as how Season 2 is well and done by this point, who knows if these are on the normal schedule, but now is a good enough time to mention that for special characters, or alts if you prefer, their aptitudes don't change, but their skills do. Teio works as a middle distancer and can be used in long distance, and Mejiro McQueen is good in both those categories. Both characters are leaders, which if you haven't noticed a trend by now, you probably should, but McQueen has more skills that place her more comfortably in the long distance category. Self-proclaimed cutest in the world, Curren Chan breaks the mold of mid to long distance racers by being our first short distance racer. However, we are still in the era of leader aptitudes ruling the world. Short races are some of the easiest in the game, as they usually only require speed, so I don't have a whole lot to add to Curren, but she's a pretty strong horse girl. Narita Taishin was released next, thus completing the roster for Team BNW. Yet another horse girl who excels in both mid to long distance, but Taishin has the chaser aptitude, which keeps her at the back of the race until she launches forward. Her skills are mostly comprised of abilities that benefit her aptitude more than her distance, so you can probably stick her in either category. Most chasers have great skills when it comes to passing others, so it's also important to level up your guts, which improves your speed during the last spurt. Smart Falcon is our first unit who's stronger on dirt than turf. She's strong in mile and medium distance races, but all of her skills revolve around her dirt racing ability. Dirt racers are similar to short distance racers in that they don't require a lot of in-depth analysis, and sadly I know very little about Smart Falcon to insert a fun fact about her here. Vice President Narita Brian follows up as a mid to long distance racer who can be used in mile if need be. She excels at either the leader or betweener aptitudes, but has one whole skill dedicated to the leader aptitude if you wanted to go that way. Her unique skill, however, would probably work better if you put her in the betweener role, since it gives her more benefits if she was trapped in the middle. Another dual banner now is we have Mayano Top Gun and Air Groove in wedding dresses, which I can only imagine are a blast to run around in grass fields that stretch for 2,000 meters. Mayano Top Gun excels in mid to long distance and can be used as either a runner or a leader, but has more skills that would point her towards the middle distance leader route. Air Groove, on the other hand, is best at middle distance, but can be used in mile races if need be. She can also be used as a leader or a betweener, but has more skills that would suggest she would be better as a leader. Remember that no-name guy who didn't beat me at Party Dash? Well, his favorite horse girl is Seiun Sky, so he won't have to wait very long. Seiun Sky excels in both middle and long distance races as a runner, but has more innate skills in the long distance category. Her skills also contribute to her speed getting higher, which helps keep her in the lead. Famous signpost Hishi Amazon comes next as a middle or mile distance runner who can be used in long distance races. Her skills put her in a better spot in the middle distance category, which also means we haven't actually seen anybody with skills in the mile category. She has a lot of skills that complement her chaser aptitude as she overtakes, especially on the final stretch. Since it's been a whole 2 banners since we've had a dual drop, clearly we need another one introducing El Condor Pasa and Grass Wonder in fantasy garb. As per usual, their aptitudes do not change. Through the power of foreshadowing, El Condor Pasa gets skills in the mile distance category, which means means we've gone 13 banners, and we finally have a 3-star option for that. She also remains a betweener. Grass Wonder is also a betweener, and has more skills when it comes to long distance races, and has a lot of stamina recovery skills, which feeds into her evolved skill. As if to mock my previous complaints of non-mile racers, Fuji Kiseki happens to be the only horse girl so far who excels at mile races. She can be used in short and mid races if you really want to stick her there though. She has various skills that occur either completely randomly or at the middle leg, which help her overtake and recover stamina, which may not be a huge issue for mile races. Sources are unsure if Psy Games just forgot to implement mile racers, or if mile races didn't exist, but we have our third in a row with Gold City. She's a mile race leader like Fuji Kiseki before her, but can be used in mid and long distance races as well. She has a surprising amount of skills that either drain energy or take energy away from other horse girls racing around her, which is probably to do with the fact that everybody loves Gold City and they can't keep their eyes off her in canon. Well, it's been 2 banners since we've had a dual banner, so I hope you're ready for a summer drop. Who knows when the game will release globally, but this one may not necessarily be in this slot when the time comes. Special Week remains a mid to long distance racer with betweener aptitude, and the vast majority of her skills take effect in the middle of the race to grant her more speed. Maruzensky is also a good mile racer, which means what we were lacking for in that category is surely made up for by now. She has a good variety of skills that complement her runner aptitude as well as the mile distance in general. Meisho Doto's leader aptitude doesn't exactly belie her personality, but she's a mid to long distance racer and can probably be used for either, since she only has 1 middle distance skill and no long distance skills. Her skills can also activate in the middle leg or the final corner, which makes her a threat late into the race. Eishin Flash is another horse girl who I know practically nothing about, but like Meisho Doto, is a mid to long distance racer with 1 whole skill to do with the middle distance category and no long distance skills to speak of. Many of her skills activate in the final stages of the race, which should hopefully propel her forward, seeing as she has a betweener aptitude. Matikanefukukitaru has the longest name of any horse girl, and to be honest, I'm not sure what full armor has to do with anything, but here is your fortune teller, I guess. She's the 3rd in a row in a line of mid to long distance racers, and the 2nd in a row with betweener aptitude, but she has several skills that would make her a better bet in the long distance category. Now, let us hope that I never have to pronounce her name for the rest of the video. Hishi Akebono's claim to fame is that she is tall. She's a short distance racer, the first one we've had in a while, and has the leader aptitude. She also has a lot of evolved skills, with her 3rd being particularly interesting since it drains stamina, which I personally don't train for short distancers, but it turns it into a tremendous speed boost. Agnes Digital is she's Agnes Digital, alright. Digital is strong in a mile or middle distance scenario, but she also is a strong dirt racer, which, if you haven't noticed, are few and far between. Digital also works as a leader or betweener. As a dirt racer, that's really the only category you can stick her in. Her skills not to do with dirt races involve her being around a lot of other racers, and she has a lot of useful ones. Oh no, it's been over 2 banners since our last double drop. Ah, scary! Rice Shower and Super Creek are both mid to long distance racers with leader aptitudes, so if that's what you need, you can't lose with either option. Rice Shower has a lot of skills that drain energy from or tire out other races around her, while Super Creek skills all revolve around her middle distance specialty, meaning she can rely more so on personal skills than having other racers around her. Kawakami Princess specializes in middle distance races, but can be used in mile races as well. Most of her skills revolve around her breaking out when she's holed up during races, which lines up nicely with her betweener aptitude. Her only race style skill is a mile skill, even though she's better as a middle distancer for some reason. I don't have a joke about her, but I know she's friends with King Halo, so take that as you will. And so we finally come to one of the most popular characters in the franchise, Manhattan Cafe. The reason she's popular is because she has a cup. Cafe is a long distance specialist who can be used in middle distance races. Cafe has some very strong skills that recover her stamina and increase her speed, which is obviously very handy when it comes to races in general. Thank goodness we're finally back on track with dual banners every 3 banners. Symboli Rudolf remains a middle to long distance runner, while Gold City remains strongest in the mile distance category. Symboli Rudolph's skills for some reason revolve around the autumn season, making her stronger, and that's so oddly specific that it rarely ever comes up. Gold City's skills mostly activate at the opening leg, so she starts off as strongly as possible. I don't know anything about Tosen Jordan, but I do know that her unique skill has a really funny name. Jordan has several skills that work for a betweener, but she has more aptitude as a leader. Her other skills go along nicely with her preference of middle distance, though she can be put into a long distance race if need be. Now we have Mejiro Dober of Party Dash fame. Good in both mile and middle distance races, she has skills that increase her abilities in middle distance, skills that assist in her betweener aptitudes, and skills that strengthen her on Kyoto race courses for some reason. It's Christmas! Woohoo! I am so excited about this information. Oguri Cap and Biwa Hayahide are on this banner, with Oguri Cap being strong in mile and middle distance and passable in longer dirt races. Oguri Cap's skills recover her stamina, and if she does it enough, she gets faster. She also works as a leader or betweener. Biwa Hayahide remains a middle to long distance specialist with skills that make her stronger in a long distance and leader position, who can also recover stamina, making her a multifaceted threat. Fine Motion is another mile and middle distance runner with skills that mostly complement her leader aptitude, so she can probably go in either category, though she does not have an innate skill for middle distance. Her unique skill also comes into play as a leader, and she will always be competing for a position most likely. Tamamo Cross excels in both middle and long distance races and is also versatile when it comes to her aptitudes, as she can be a leader, betweener, or chaser with access to skills for each, though more skills for betweeners. Truly, a 5-tool player. Her unique skill may be the most vague description I've ever heard, but I imagine it's strong because lightning is fast. Our final banner of the year to go over is the New Year's banner for Haru Urara and Tamamo. Urara remains a dirt racer, while Tamamo remains a middle and long distance racer. Urara's skills are varied and occur in all sorts of different times of the race and also complement her betweener aptitude. Tamo's skills point her towards long races, and her unique skill relies upon the fact that you have several skills, so it may finally be an excuse to train wisdom. So there's all the banners for year 1. I've also created this chart for who can be used where, so if you want to get a lot of racers for all sorts of different categories, there you go. For players who don't care about that, then you can use this as a schedule so you can save up for who you want, so hopefully that's of use to you that way. All the list of skills were pulled from a great resource called Game Tour, and if you want to see more if the editing made the skills go by too fast, you can check out their website for more information on this and several other aspects of the game. Now to sit back and wait for the release to be completely different and invalidate this video. Oh wait, where was Tonino Gimlet?